Hey everyone, this is LuckySevenDX. Welcome back to Let's Play Pokemon Rangers Shadows of Almia. In the last episode, we helped out of the demonstration on how to destroy Gligar, and we did some side questy stuff. So in this episode, well, it's time to head to Barlow and advance to the next day and basically head home to Vientown. Seems like a simple task, but the game has a bit more in store for us. Also, there's a black stone that apparently is part of controlling Pokemon, so on and so forth. You know what? We don't need to deal with any of the rest of this, though. Let's go ahead and head to bed. Go ahead and head to bed. That's a fun little phrase there, if I do say so myself. So yeah, our mission is to head back to Vientown basically, and make the way back home after the big meeting between all the ranger leaders and rangers and so on and so forth. But things are never ever that simple in a video game, and this, last time I checked, is a video game. So we'll see how things go. Anyway, for now, we're gonna go ahead and say hi to Barlow. He's down here in the lobby. And, we're going back to Vientown. Simple, seems easy. If you just talk to him again, he's like, "What are you doing? We're going back to Vientown!" I have a couple of new guys here about, more Gligar issues. It's a thing that happens. You can recharge the styler, but we're okay on that. Murph, can you capture him and settle him down? Murph is not a Pokemon, or maybe he is. Murph. Also, Go-Rock Quads. They are actually in the game. If you remember, they were part of the main villains of the previous game, but they are actually they are a part of this game now. They've renounced their evil ways and they're here to party basically, and they make a nice little reference to the first game. This game loves to make references to the first game. So and Murph being clingy, asking out the receptionist, and she's like, no. Oh, Murph, getting rejected again. Anyways, things are never as simple as they seem, though, as earthquakes happen. It doesn't seem too terrible for now, but... By the way, I'm not sure if I showed this off, but these little docks over here, you can enter the water eventually, but you need a Floatzel or Empoleon. I forget if I've shown that off, so if I haven't... Well, now you know, eventually we're going to look out for a Floatzel or Empoleon to keep going in that direction. Anyway, we head over here, a much bigger earthquake. A huger. Huger is not a word. That's what I was trying to say there, but a bigger earthquake happens. This woman comes out concerned. It seems to be coming from the north, and up there is the Peril Cliffs. There's a man, some pretty big Pokemon over there, and he went mountain climbing, and unfortunately he hasn't been seen yet. Are they safe from the earthquake? I don't know, but it sounds like a mission, so we're gonna figure out what's causing these earthquakes, and potentially save the people there who could potentially be in trouble on the Peril Cliffs. I mean, they're called the Peril Cliffs in the first place. Seems like a pretty dangerous stint to begin with. But we head north, so I'm pretty sure if we try to head east, Barlow's just gonna be like, "What the hell? Really? Really, Pineco? Is that really how we're gonna play here?" I try to show off extra things, and Pineco's like, "No sirree, can't let you do that, Star Fox." And then I'm like, "Wrong Nintendo game, dude. Why you gotta do that? It's not even the right Nintendo game. You're just being a silly little biscuit." Alright, so I'm pretty sure if you go over here, Barlow's like, "No! Do your ranger things!" And unfortunately, he's kind of our boss, so we kind of have to, listen to him. So, new mission, seek the origin of the Quake. So welcome to the Peril Cliffs. Gonna be a bit of a lengthy. Hi! Could've been nice if you gave me a little bit of warning there, Staravia, but we do actually do some Staravias, so it is a new Pokemon anyway, so I suppose I don't mind today. Also, I still got hit by that. Watch out for the tackle. It's very quick, and it will damage you if it hits you, obviously, although we do have some flying defense now, if I remember correctly. You're gonna want a lot of cut in this area, which is why I kept the Yanma, so cut's very helpful. So that's the thing. Are you the guy you need to rescue? I guess not. So, seems like some big Pokemon loaded down bulky supplies. Pineco, listen, bro. I know you want to hang out with me, but no, but you can't. Anyway, so there's a Larvitar here. May as well go ahead and get that. Also, while we're here, Ground and Steel Assist. There's something we haven't shown off yet, and they're actually something we're finally gonna be able to see. So, for that matter, I should probably go ahead and actually show off the whole Ground and Steel Assist things in the glossary, shouldn't I? So, Larvitar, nothing really we need for this this thing, but we'll go ahead and add to our browser. And we have to release some Pokemon. I'm pretty sure we don't need a Tackle or a Crush, so we'll go ahead and ditch these two for now. Just, clear out some of the fluff that we don't really need. Anyway, like I said, glossary! Because we are actually going to finally encounter a Pokemon that says Ground and Steel. So I believe Ground's first, correct? It is. Pokemon that says Ground is in my opinion, the strongest assist in the game, unless you're fighting things that are levitating or flying. Otherwise, as you move your stylus back and forth, it'll cause tremors, which will basically stun. Oh, it doesn't stun, but it prevents, pause basically prevents Pokemon from doing their different attacks. So basically you use it, you can essentially disable people's Pokemon's attacks for a very lengthy amount of time. Extremely helpful in a certain part of the post game that we're going to be doing, by the way. But I love Pokemon Assist Ground; it's incredibly useful. Will definitely show up at some point. That being said, advantageous matchups, but it will not have any effect on levitating or flying Pokemon. So keep that in mind. It's not the end all, but for a lot of Pokemon, it's extremely strong. Pokemon Assist Steel, as you draw the capture line, you'll get a giant orb that you can fling at people. It's a fairly good one, I think. I think water might be a little bit better, potentially, but it does a pretty decent amount of damage. It's a projectile one, so it can be very helpful in that respect. Ground, like I said, is the thing I really like the most. This is a boulder, we need 4 Crush to get past it, so that's not happening for a long time, but essentially that's going to be the exit route, essentially. You'll see how that works. Anyway, for now, one of the main mechanics of the Peril Cliffs, or at least the first main mechanic, are some vines that we have to cut in order to climb, so our basic field assist sort of thing. We have to cut these vines and use them to progress, but it's a 1 cut. We have several 2 cuts around here. You need to stop, Pineco, because you are rude. Larvitar, I've also caught you already, and you are also rude. Staravia, probably could use another one of you, but for now, I don't care. Stay away from the summoner! Jeez, freaking rude. So we can use either Staravia or Yama, they're both cut 2s. All we need is a cut 1, so it doesn't really matter. And that'll allow us access to climbing these vines, and you can tell I haven't been playing a lot of 10, I've been watching Skinley. For those of you who don't know, who have been watching this, basically a fellow Let's Player who has been rooming with me recently, because he's over here in America for a bit. But I've been watching him play a lot of Final Fantasy X, hence that for the fact that I'll probably start randomly yelling, "Stay away from the summoner," because that line is hilarious. Also, I want to be a Blitzball when I grow up. Also, this is a Sparrow. It's very unremarkable and not really anything worth noting, I suppose. Lots of flying types and ground types and rock types in this area. It does have cut, though, so that's why I was checking, and that will be handy to have. These things are spring leaves, basically. Springy grass, whatever. So you basically will be able to use it to climb and or transfer different places. For example, you can go boing over to here, and this is the return boing. So, essentially they just kind of move you around on the map. It's nothing too special, but it's interesting. Have we actually got Sparrow before? Was that a new one? I think we actually got Sparrow like a couple episodes ago, and I just kind of got one for no reason. That might have been a thing. Also, that looks like some Team Dim Sum and some Ramparados are there causing all the earthquakes. Well, who would have thought Team Dim Sum would have been behind it all the entire time? So, what are they? Well, Barlow, they're clearly evil, so clearly there's a problem going on here. So, we have some Team Dim Sum causing earthquakes, so on and so forth. We're gonna have to make our way around there to stop them somehow. But unfortunately, we're going to have to take the long way around because we had to kind of go up and over and down and left and eventually make our way back here the long way. So, alas, that's what we're going to have to do. It's a fairly lengthy section, this part of the game, so watch out for Pinsir. His charge will actually harm you. It'll do like 3 damage or whatever. It's the usual sort of damage the charges do. So be careful not to get charged by them too much because it will rack up damage on your Styler, and that's never a good time. Otherwise, it's not a terribly hard Pokemon to catch. It does try to jump around and be a little bit difficult, but it does have a ton of health, and I'm actually starting to lose. Ow! That actually hit me, wow! That did not look like it was going to hit, but it did. And that really actually hurt, dang! That did a pretty decent amount of damage. Do I have a bug defense? I don't remember if I have a bug defense. If I don't have a bug defense, that's scary. Or if I do have bug defense, because that's like 10 damage then. But I guess I probably don't, because that's a little silly. Anyway, it's yet another source of cut. We're going to go ahead and use Sparrow, because it's the easiest one right now. Probably already have more than enough cut to last me the rest of this section of the game, but well, let's keep going forward. So up here we have a Numel. Interesting mostly for the fact that it is a form of ground assist. So this will actually be our first ground assist, which means eventually we can go ahead. Don't you do it. No! Oh, it actually travels all the way. I didn't realize it would travel the whole map. I thought it would just go a little bit and stop. Nope, it went the entire way. So it is a ground assist. It does give you the field type burn though, so it is a fire type with ground assist and a fire type field move, because fire ground, why not? So we now have the ability to ground assist at some point, but there's also a Mankey. We're gonna have a lot of new Pokemon this episode in case you haven't caught on to that part already. It's a new area, what do you expect? Especially because these new areas will definitely have a plethora of new Pokemon all of the time. Look at me using my fancy words! Another Crush Assist, nothing too special. We're gonna want 2 Crushes at some point, but 1 Crushes are fairly useless for what we're trying to do at the moment. Anyway, what do we not need? We don't really need Mankey for anything. I probably don't even need these 2 cuts as well, but for now we're gonna go ahead and use it. So, for the sake of showing off Ground Assist, let's go ahead and recharge our Styler and grab another Magnemite. Just because it would be nice to be at full health, and I know I'm kind of still quite a ways away from a level up, and it just gives me a good excuse to show off a Ground Assist. So I guess that's the plan. I could have shown off later as well, but whatever. Let's just make sure we get it out of the way. So, basically, like I said, for Pokemon Assist Ground, you just sort of shake the ground like this, and it will, oh, he's a Levitator. Oh, good. That's right, Magnemite levitates, apparently, according to this game. Even though it doesn't in real Pokemon logic, it does in this game. So, that was a complete waste of an assist. I really didn't show anything off. It does shake the screen like that. I would like to show off how it works, though, so we might want to backtrack to get another Numel. Because I done goofed. So, let's go ahead and fix that. So, apparently, Magnemite's not going to be very helpful in showing off the assist. That's okay. There's actually another Pokemon I can think of that I can easily show off the ground assist at some given point. So that takes care of just grabbing another Numel. We'll show that off properly later at some point, because that was a failure. Though not worthy of a fail montage probably, but a failure nonetheless. Oh, Numel. No! Stop. The Mankey Charge will probably hurt you as well, I imagine. Seems to be a likely thing. Anyway, this new Pokemon over there, if you can't tell what it is, well, you will soon. But Gligars are annoying, because if you're on these vine things like this and they see you, they'll charge you and you will fall down and take some damage and fall. Luckily, I wanted to fall over here to catch one of these guys, because Mawiles are a good source of steel type assists, and they're also a Pokemon that we actually need to use in order to progress further on. So definitely keep both of these Mawiles. They will be very, well, we'll see another one soon. We're definitely going to keep both of them, and I'll show Steel Assist off at a later point with a different Steel Pokemon we'll get in here, because we're going to want both of these Mawiles. They will be helpful. So let's get rid of some Pokemon. I guess I don't really need the heal right now, and we can just keep 1 source of cut. I think we're not going to need more than 2, or more than 1, and there are plenty of sources of cut throughout this entire area. So we'll free up some inventory space, because like I said, I will actually need a Mawile at some point. Rude! Stop! I just want to catch you! Also, you can kind of hear yourself crunching the vines even afterwards. It's kind of silly. So, Gligar, he will try to cut and just kind of fly around and be a pain in the butt. But that's okay, because we'll take care of him and move on our merry way. So, that is a Gligar. Oh, he's also a source of cut, so there we go. I guess I now have yet another source of cut. They're everywhere this time. Also, he's a source of flyness. It's not ground, unfortunately, so he cannot cause the earthquakes. But, oh, good, another one. Just, no! Please, no! Freaking rude. Anyway, Mankey, just stop, Mankey. Don't want to deal with it. Okay, at least he's over there now, so we'll just be out of the way. I don't think there's anything down here of note, but just to make sure, I'm going to go ahead and check. It's just a Magnemite, I think, on this island? Yeah, it's just for a Magnemite. And I don't really need the heals quite yet. I have taken more damage than I would like, but I think I can get away with it for now. I'll heal up later if I need to. I don't want to waste inventory space at the moment, so that's a thing. Anyway, we're going to actually head all the way across this way, because there actually is a nice Pokemon we can get over here, if we actually still have a source of cut, which we do! So we can go ahead and use it, and get ourselves an... Oh, hey, another Numel's over there. Sweet. Gligar, you can do this too, so... Go ahead and cut this vine, and up there is a Pokemon. You might not recognize right away, because it's not its conventional form that you usually see in the games, but this is actually a Cherrim. Usually you see them in the sort of like bulbous plant form, but this is more of its sunny day form. So, for some reason, you just capture Cherrims in this form instead, which is a little weird, but no, I don't trust myself to not get hit there. Oh, they are a bit of a trickier Pokemon to capture, and one we're going to want eventually for a quest. The problem is the quest doesn't happen for a while, so it's going to be a question of whether or not I'm going to want to keep it for the quest or just have to backtrack here at some point to get it. This Pokemon's kind of a bit tricky to capture, as you can see. It has some pretty varied moves and not necessarily the easiest thing in the world to capture. It is a 2-tackle, it has some grass. We'll see if it's worth keeping at some point. I might just make the backtrack here to get it eventually. But it will actually be used for a quest, I do remember that much. So keep that in mind if you want to keep it in your inventory for long enough. It will actually kind of pay off. As far as I'm aware, there's not really much else on these vines here. Please don't tackle me. You can tell that they're starting to get pissed off and they do have those little lines above their head and they're like, I'm gonna get you! And you're just like, nope. Okay, there's a little island here, but nothing to note on here. And just some Pokemon. That pathway back there will, the ledge there will pretty much drop you back to where we started this section, so don't want to do that because I don't want to climb up that whole thing entirely again, because that's just kinda silly, and I don't want to do that. No one wants to climb back up there all the way again. It's just... No. No. No one wants to do that. Ooh, I just realized that my 3DS is almost about to die. So, I should... Oh, I was going to show off the Numel during that fight, too. Whoops! That was my chance to show off a Numel. Anyway, my 3DS is about to die, so I'm going to have to take a quick cut to go plug it in. Lest we lose all this footage. Alright, crisis averted, and I did not realize that Staravia right next to me was a thing. But this actually gives me a unique opportunity to show off the Steel Assist and then use, and then capture another Mawile with a Ground Assist. So let's go ahead and show off the Steel Assist while we're here. So you hold it in, and it'll, as you basically go, you'll get a ball to show up, and you can then fling it at your opponent. So I personally find it a bit bulky to use, but it does daze them. I'm not sure which one this does, but that's right, you have to actually move it around to throw the ball. So to me, I mean, you kind of basically, like, as you're circling, you build up a ball, then fling it, and then, you know, circle, then build up a ball and fling it. That's kind of the way it goes. It's a little weird. I always found the Steel Assist a bit wonky. I know some people say they really like it, so to each their own. For me, it's a bit just clunky to use, in my opinion. But, that's also my opinion, so who knows. Anyway, we actually do need to get another Mawile, but it does appear that we're not going to be able to... That one's not going to show up right away, so we'll go, hopefully I didn't use the one that's, like, way back there. If that's the case, I'm going to cry ever so slightly. Anyway, we head over here, and, as you can see, problems abound, because that's the purple icky stuff that implies that Gigarimos are around, which means we can't capture any Pokemon on this side of the map. Which means we have to destroy some Gigarimos. So look at that, we actually have some things we need to take care of. Oh, joy. So, hey, Gigarima plots here. And we can't be friends with the Pineco, which makes me sad. Alright, do I need a cut to get that other Mawile because I used the wrong one? Because if that's the case, I've totally just train wrecked this entire thing. And survey says I have. Alright, well, here, demonstration, the ledge does bring you back all the way here. Mankey's where the Mankey is, and now I have to climb all the way up here and get another Mawile. Oh, good. I'll definitely make the cut on the way back, but since we're already almost here, I'm not going to sweat it too much. So, because, I mean, we're already here. And that means we can quickly show off the Ground Assist when we capture this Mawile. You're going to need 2 Crush 2s, basically to handle the Gigarimos. So, now that I've seen it shown out this Gigarimos here, now you know. But here we go, we can actually use this Ground Assist properly this time. As you can see, it stuns him and prevents him from doing any attacks. Also, the Steel Assist also does that too. So I guess that's why the Steel Assist is actually pretty good, is because it does stun them like that as well. I just find the Ground Assist to be more useful. That being said, the Steel Assist can hit flying types, so there is that as well. As you can see, we're almost at a new level though, so that's also pretty cool. Anyway, we now have a source of cut, the Cherrim that we might try to keep for like the next several episodes, just for the sake of a quest, and 2 Mawiles, which we're going to actually need, and then we fall all the way down again. Alright, I'll meet you guys when we get back to the next area. Alright, well, Gligar only made me cry a few times. You see I've taken a few bit of damage, but I should be okay. Like I said, I'm about to level up soonish, so we'll deal with it. Anyway, we head over here, and the Gigarimos are here. The reason you need 2 Crush is because it's those yellow ones we saw in Vientown, but never actually have destroyed before. But I guess it's kind of the whole ground beats electricity sort of logic, or at least ground beats yellow. So, yeah, it's a Gigarimo, and we're gonna have to, destroy it. Yep, that guy at the Ramparados, of course he's a Team Dim Sun member. So he's making the Gigarimo and trying to keep us Rangers away by basically, creating this situation for us to deal with. Luckily, we have, some Mawile to deal with both of these Gigarimo, and we can target clear it and, go from there. So, just be careful of all the Pokemon running around like crazy people, because obviously we don't want to waste time fighting them. Here you kind of have a split path. You can either go left or right. If you go left, it'll lead to us to one Gigarimo, and the right one will lead to a different one. So we'll actually make way to... Actually, we can head down here to head to the second one as well. So basically pick left first, because it'll give us easy access to this first Gigarimo. You can get one of these Mawile out of our inventory and go from there. So that's a good start. And then, if we try to head to the left where the guy is, these guys will once again make us back the heck off, which means we do have to take care of the Gigarimo before we deal with the people here. So, luckily we have springy grass here, so spring, and we can go ahead and head to the right this time. This will drop us all the way down here to the second area of the map. The springy grass will bring us back up here if we want to. But you can also drop down here this way. So really, ultimately, that choice doesn't matter too much because there are other ways of navigating it. But, oh well. There's a Mankey over here. Anything else? There's a Mawile, but unfortunately, like we've seen, we can't actually keep any Pokemon we capture while under the effects of the Gigarimo. So that Mawile is basically useless to us. We have to use the 2 that are nearby there. Otherwise, we just sort of spring up here. And that'll give us access to the second Gigarimo of the 2. And we can easily target clear that to finish this off. So, huzzah! Another Gigarimo destroyed. And from here, we just make our way back down, because these Pokemon have been freed. That being said, we haven't caught an Aron yet, so we're going to go ahead and do that. I think there's one right nearby here, if I remember correctly. And there is, so let's go ahead and grab that. Having access to a Steel-type assist at some point. Also, the reason it's Strife Crush is because apparently it's made of cheap plastic. So I guess, I don't know, is the grass one made of, like, wood then? And the water one just have really exposed electricity, and the fire ones just... Or be, like, really exposed... I don't know. I don't know the logic behind it, but this one's made of cheap plastic, and that's the logic behind that one. Apparently, they only applied the logic to one form of Gigarimo. Anyway, Arons aren't too tough, but they are a good source of steel assist, which will be helpful in the future if we, need an assist. So... Because obviously those Ramparados aren't gonna, you know, they're not gonna save themselves. We're gonna have to save them from, well, the question is, how is he controlling the Ramparados? Because there didn't seem to be any sort of that Gigarimo effect there, so what's going on there? That's the big question. Also, the other thing is I really need a level up, and I'm not gonna have an opportunity to do that. Also, Geodudes! That will not be very helpful. Honestly, I'm really concerned about my health right now. So, I'm fairly close to level up. Let's just fight something random to get a level up here, because I'm extremely... Or we can just, you know... Actually, here, we'll just grab a Staravia and use that to level up, and that should give us back to full health, because right now, my health is not in a good spot, and I'm not okay with this. As you can see, I don't have any way to heal, and this boss can pack a punch, the Ramparados, so let's just grab this easy level up, and there. Now we're back at full energy and able to defend ourselves if need be. So, and hey, we have a Staravia in our party now. So that's always a fun time. Actually, we have 2! We have double Staravia power! Double Staravia all the way across the sky. So, from here, we're gonna go ahead and, there's actually a Graveler here if you actually care, but, yeah, we're gonna have to use... He actually basically is like, you might want to use Pokemon Assist, so Steel or Ground are very helpful here. That's why you have access to Steel or Ground. We have a Steel type if we need it, so let's go ahead and deal with that. Also, I guess you can run away from these boss fights. Is that really a thing you can do? Should I experiment to find out? I'm not sure. So, as you can see, there's a strange machine this guy has here. We're just, yeah, of course we're rangers. Oh, he's a geologist. Okay, well that's, yeah, he's not suspicious at all. Yeah, I totally believe. No, I don't. You're a liar and a fraud, sir. Let's call him out on this. So, well, yeah, how is the soil around here? It's dirt and calcium and okay. Yeah, you're a member of Team Dim Sun, sir. So, Ramparados, time for a boss fight. Let's go ahead and take him out. So, ooh, so scary. So, can we actually run away from these fights? We actually can. Should I see what happens if we do? Oh, what the hell? Let's do it once. Oh no, we've been beaten by the Ramparados. Better back the heck off. So yeah, you can actually run away from them and get some interesting sort of lines for that. Huh. So this strange machine seems to control them, but hey, that's a cool little thing. Do we have to go through this entire cutscene again though? Because that's gonna be silly. Hi, Mr. Oh. Okay, yeah, we get to just do it again. So okay, cool. We got our one flee, and that's how you flee and such and things. And you can't flee during boss fights apparently. So if you're overwhelmed, you can do that. I'm curious if it's just this boss fight or other boss fights that allow you to do this. Anyway, something I'll definitely look into in the future. Ramparados is a bit scary, so he does have a lot of health as well. You have to basically watch out for his attacks, and his major one that's definitely a big threat is this one right here, where he will just drop tons of rocks down from the sky. However, it's long enough where he'll recover his health if you do not maintain loops. So what you need to do is draw little quick loops like this while his attack is going on in order to keep his health from draining. And then once he's done with the attack, go on the offensive again. Watch out for the headbutt. Ow! Like I said, it does 12 damage. That would have killed me if I hadn't gone back to heal. So his attacks really, really pack a wallop. Okay, this is happening again. Just get some loops in between. Oof. I might actually be in trouble here if I'm not very careful. Let's focus here. So just keep the loops. And the other option, obviously, is to use a Pokemon Assist. But real men do not use assists. Unlike the previous Ranger game, you can really get through most of this game without really having to abuse Pokemon Assists, and I'm actually okay with that, because as you can see, I've completed it just fine. So, with that, the Peril Cliffs have been taken care of. He's actually worth a 5 tackle right there, which is a nice, pretty amount. And get a bunch of health back, or a bunch of experience, but not enough to level up, and, well, I have quite the Wounded Styler now. That did quite a bit of damage. With that, the Ramparados flee, his experiment is a failure, and, oh, clever, making references about light. Oh, ha 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 ha. So yeah, he's a Team Dim Sun creep, and how do you control the shimmer. But we figured out the mystery of the tremors, we free the Ramparados, mission clear. Ranger pose! So yeah, we'll go ahead and give our report back and mention how everyone's safe, and then we'll go from there. There's a Geodude here again, but that takes care of that mission. Also, in case you're wondering, that hole up there digging, that doesn't actually lead anywhere, it's just kind of an empty sort of thing, and we don't keep the Ramparados, unfortunately, so no access to 5 tackle, but post-game I think we will actually be able to come back to this exact spot and get the Ramparados, so that's kind of how that works. Just kind of all of the 5 assists, by the way, there's only one Pokemon in the entire game that has access to a level 5 field assist of each type. That can actually have 5. Stuff like Burn actually only goes up to 3. But those 5 assists will be used for one specific thing in the future, so that's how those work, essentially. Anyways, we're gonna go ahead and report this mission to the lady here. We have saved the world. Determine the cause of the tremors. We put a stop to them. We don't have to worry about them anymore because we are good rangers. So we won't try to confront any villains, though. We'll just watch out for these Team Dim Sum people. They're pretty bad. But hey, we finally get to go back to Vientown, so we are qualified for Ranger Rank 4. You bet your bottom dollar we are. So we rank up once again, And, I believe this will give us access to Pokemon says Poison, Pokemon says Ghost, Pokemon says Psychic, and Pokemon says Dark. That's right, 4 assists for the price of 1, but we won't actually see those for a couple episodes. So that's how that works. Same thing they did as Barlow? Okay, that's pretty much the same thing we did before. Anyways, at this point, do I want to split this? The question is, do I want to split this into 2 episodes or split this into 1? I think for the sake of the next episode, I'm going to go ahead and end things here. Well, actually, we're going to head back to the Ranger Union and heal up. But we'll end the video here and head back to Vientown in the next episode. And then, I guess either this is a really long episode or I'm going to split this into 2 shorter episodes. I have no idea. But either way, this is LuckySevenDX signing out. I'll see you guys in the next episode after I heal up, where we head back to Vientown. But there'll actually be a few things we need to take care of on the way back still. You've guessed it, by the way. I'm talking about some side quests. So that's going to happen in the next one, guys. This is LuckySevenDX signing out. Let me recharge my styler as we end this video. I will see you guys in the next episode. Bye-bye.